Does anybody know which problem has tripled in the last 30 years and affects 1 out of 3 children? The answer is childhood obesity. 1 out of every 3 children is considered obese or overweight. And this is a problem that, to me, shouldn't be a problem at all. Like, children being obese shouldn't be an issue. And I think as audience members, hopefully at the end of this, you will agree with me that it is a major problem that we should put a stop to now. And so, just so y'all know, the definition of obesity is a medical condition where excess body fat has accumulated to the extent that it has a negative effect on a person's health. And so, then that was defined by the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. And their view also says that it's a calorie imbalance, that too few calories are being burned than are consumed. And so this is a very serious health issue concern for children. And the problems with it is that it's very devastating to their health, their behavior, and their physical development. Children who are obese, get that way because they're inactive. They have a problem nowadays that they didn't have back in the past with technology. Children are constantly, this is a world of evolving technology, and children are put in front of TVs, handed Game Boys, Xboxes, and any type of video game, to where it's easier for adults to place their children, in the living room playing a video game than it is to let them run around outside and to go play like it was, back maybe when even we were children. And so, that causes, kids to be inactive. And then also, according to an EBSCO article, it was over $1 billion was spent on marketing to children with junk food. So not only are we putting them in front of TVs, we're putting them in front of TVs that are showing them unhealthy foods to eat. With this fast-paced lifestyle that most people live nowadays, parents don't take the time or don't have the time to make home-cooked meals like they used to. It's easier to whip through McDonald's and grab fast food than it is to go home and cook that healthy, balanced diet that kids need. I think childhood obesity is more based on the parents' lack of control over their children. Like they don't take enough interest in taking care of their children or anything else. I think, and it's not entirely the child's fault that they're becoming obese. It is the parents who need to be watching their children and helping them, develop these lifestyles, because kids catch on to lifestyles that they're put in. So adults, kids pick up on what adults do, on what teenagers do, on what anybody does. Kids are watching that and absorbing that. They're like sponges, they absorb that. And so, a solution that I feel that would help is to have more like sporting camps or just like fun camps that have the kids get out and do stuff, be physical, like to help with their physical ability. Like it doesn't have to be sports, but just let them play games outside. I think if more sport camps or fun camps are more readily available to them, that parents could take their kids, then they could burn off those calories that they're intaking with the junk food or just the food that they had. Like getting kids more active is what needs to be done to help them. When I was reading, studies have showed that if you get kids more active, then they don't become obese as much, or like the tendency to become obese doesn't happen. And so, in order to help stop obesity, as us, college kids and stuff, I think it is important, that we get involved in their lives and kids' lives. And then we also need to remember this as we're growing older and having kids of our own, that we need to make sure that we're part of our kids' lives. If instead of having a family TV show that you all watch, instead of like go ride bikes or walk down the block or go play at the park for half an hour instead of watching TV for an hour. So now that we know that childhood obesity is a serious problem, now we can also think of ways to help with that.